Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another review on a palette I recently got from NYX Cosmetics. It is the new Love Contours All. Very catchy and cute, like all NYX Cosmetics products. I was lucky enough to attend Generation Beauty in New York, Brooklyn, where NYX Cosmetics was giving everyone one of these palettes because it was launching really soon after the event. And I just got around to opening it up and I had no idea that it was this versatile of a palette. I thought it was just eyeshadow, but no, it is everything. It is the ultimate palette to really travel with. It's actually eyeshadows, highlights, contour, or bronzers, and they have 2 brow shades. That's a lot of versatility to have in one quite small palette. So this is what the palette looks like. Really, really sleek. It has such cute packaging label, and on the back it kind of has a layout of what's inside with numbers, and then on the sides there's no shade names, but it just tells you whether it's specifically a highlight or a brow powder. So I did get the chance to play with it today and test out a lot of the shades, the contour shades, the highlight shades, and the eyeshadow shades. I did not test the brow shades because I'm very finicky with my brows, so I skipped on that one, but I will swatch everything for you guys. But first, let's talk about where you can find this palette. So far, the only place I've seen it is on NYX's website. I have not seen it in the NYX store here in Ottawa. I haven't seen it at Shoppers Drug Mart or Rexall, but you can get it online and it's $22. So you get all these shades. How many shades are in here? So you get 15 shades / products for $22. So that is a really good deal. I love reviewing things on my channel that are definitely affordable, versatile, and are gonna fit a lot of different people's needs. So when I saw that, I knew reviewing this. So as you can see, when you open it up, there's a ginormous mirror. Really, really great. But it's still quite thin, which I like for traveling purposes and storing it. And then you can see you have all of these shades. So the big circular ones on the right-hand side and left-hand side are contour and highlight shades. And the 9 smaller circular shades in the middle of the palette, those are all the eyeshadows. And at the very, very bottom, you have 2 rectangular shades, which are for the brows. So you get 2 really different highlight shades in this palette. So you have one super, super bronze, and then you have another one that's very pearlescent, pink icy tone to it that a lot of palettes have been kind of gravitating towards. So that's really, really cool. I myself am more of a bronzy fan. And that was just one swatch on my hand using my finger, so you can see how pigmented it was. It just glides onto the skin super easily and it isn't chunky or patchy. Moving on to the contour shades. Today on my cheekbones and around my temples and all that, I have the more cool toned lighter shade, and this deeper shade here I don't think will work for me unless I really want to really carve out those cheekbones, but I did use it in the crease and I loved it. Super blendable, looks great on the skin, both of them, and are easy to work with. Now for the 2 brow shades, I have not tried them, but you get kind of more of a taupey brown and then a more deep brown, so I'd definitely be more the deep brown one. You can barely see the taupey one on my skin, but it does look quite nice and they're very smooth. Of course, they're completely matte. So that's the deeper brown one and that's the taupey one. You can kind of see it on the camera, but they're both very smooth, very buttery, so I think they would work really, really well as brow powders. Moving on to the center of the palette, you have 9 gorgeous, gorgeous shadows. So when I first opened it, I was like, ooh, this is a good variety. Like, I was super impressed because you can definitely build on a lot of looks. From just looking at the palette, it looks like you get 4 shimmers and 5 mattes, but this white one could be a shimmer. It's more of a satin, it's not completely matte. Working with shimmers are always a lot easier, I find, than mattes. I feel like the true test is always on the matte shades, but the shimmery shades in this palette are really great. They're pigmented, they have a beautiful finish to them. It's not chunky glitter, but it's just a nice, beautiful sheen. My favorite color out of the 4 shimmers is this pink one. I have it on my eyes today, and I just... super pretty. Oh my goodness, I can't get enough. And I really liked working with it. It blended so easily into my crease colors. The only one that I'm not too much of a fan of is the taupey kind of shade. It just doesn't have that great of a color payoff, but out of the other ones, they're amazing. As for the matte shadows, NYX nailed it. They're so pigmented, not in a bad way, because oftentimes matte shadows that are just a touch too pigmented, they can also create a lot of fallout, which can be very tricky to work with. Not these ones. They're pigmented, but to the point where they're still very easy to apply onto the eye and blend out as needed. I like the shade range. You have a cream, which is very necessary. You have a deep purple, a deep plum, a black, and then you also have kind of this lilac, which I think is a really cool shade to pop into the mix. So I definitely enjoy the shade ranges that it gives. Just 9 really good shadows to play around, mix around with, and create really good looks. Overall, first impressions today of this palette is 2 thumbs up. I really don't have anything negative to say except for that one taupe shade. But other than that, I really like it. I think it's so awesome that it's such a compact palette, but then it has 15 shades ranging from highlight, bronzer, contour, brows, like shadows. It just blows my mind that it's all in such a small palette, and when I opened it, I couldn't believe it. It was crazy. So I definitely see myself traveling with this palette because of the versatility. The big mirror is always a bonus for me. If there's no mirror in the palette, it automatically makes me feel like, why? Where's the mirror? I really like this palette, and everything 15 products for $22. I don't think you can go wrong. The quality is there. NYX never lets me down. I've never purchased a NYX product before that has let me down. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review today. I will be linking the palette directly down below on NYX Cosmetics website. I'll link the Canadian website and the American website because I know a lot of you guys are American. I'm Canadian. But I will link both of them for you guys so you guys can go and check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!